Welcome everyone, welcome to this new video. You saw the title and the question I get asked the most is, Code, how the hell do you create your snares? And today I want to show you 3 ways how I create my snares, and I would say how to create the perfect dubstep tear-out, deathstep, or even metal snare, whatever you want to call it. Of course, perfect snare is kinda subjective, I guess, but for me, the snare is perfect if it has a lot of transient, it snaps right through the mix, it has a beautiful tail, a beautiful character, it sounds sharp and precise. So let's get right into this. The first technique I want to show you is just to layer things. And with layering, I mean not to just layer 3 snares and you call it a day. It's way more interesting and tedious than that. So we're just gonna start with the sample pack that I created with Madcore. These drums are already pretty aggressively processed, which is completely fine, which is completely okay. You can use them and just build your own snares out of it pretty much. First of all, we're gonna start by just finding a snare that has a nice talk at the beginning. They all sound pretty good, of course, so I'm just gonna use this one. Gonna cut out the tail, gonna make it a lot shorter because I just want a little at the beginning. Gonna send this to a mixer channel. We're gonna EQ this a bit because I want to get the fundamental talk out a bit more, and I want to use a transient processor to just make it a really aggressive click at the beginning. At the end you can make it mono if it has some stereo fragments. So this from this, fairly an improvement already. Now we want to find another snare that just gives us our nice tail, which is mainly just a white noise. This one is pretty nice, so we're just gonna use this one. I want to get rid of the talk, so we're just gonna do this. We're gonna morph the sample a tiny bit like this. It's pretty cool. Gonna put it into a new mixer channel. And I want to give it a bit more reverb. That's pretty important, just to make it a bit more wide and just sound a bit brighter. And now the most important part of this is get rid of the low end. We don't want that. And we want to boost, and this is crucial for any snare. We want to boost to 1.6 to 1.8 kilohertz to bring out the character, the tone, the fundamental sound of the snare, to just give the snare its beautiful character. That's the frequency that will also punch through the mix. Without it, it sounds like this. And with it, just gives it a nice... That's pretty cool already. Third, we want another layer that gives us our pan tone, and we can use whatever we want for this. I will, of course, make it easy and use a snare that has a pan tone already. Just gonna put it into another mixer channel. Gonna get rid of the low end and boost metallic tone, maybe distort it even more, because resonance and distortion goes together quite well. I want to give this a bit more reverb as well, and maybe get rid of the low end at the end again to just make everything stick together. Maybe this one is a bit too long. Sounds pretty beautiful. Pitching it down, pitching the tail down goes a long way. You can create crazy sounds with it. I like that a lot. That's pretty sick. And the third or fourth thing I want to do actually is to show you how to create a pan snare out of whatever snare. So we're gonna get rid of this layer, and we just want to add, let's say this one. There is no pan sound in this. You can quite hear that. We're gonna use an EQ, and we just want to boost one of the peaks that we are seeing. There's many peaks happening here. You can see it here pretty well, but there's one peak that I'm seeing, and if we boost that pretty aggressively with a peak, what is this? We get our pan snare. Now if we distort this, maybe add some reverb. We can also try to put the reverb before or after the distortion just to create different sounds. That's pretty cool. And now we want to get rid of the low end again because we don't want to disturb our talk So that's the pan snare out of a pan snare snare. And that's our own pan snare sound if you want. Which also sounds pretty sick in my opinion. And that's kinda how you mix and match different snares, and you can use any snare from any pack that you want to create your own really powerful, impactful, amazing snare. It just consists out of a talk that you need at the beginning, you need a tail, and you need a tone, pretty much. Talk, tail, and tone, the 3 T's of a perfect snare. So make sure to keep that in mind when you're building your snares. The second way to build your own snare, or to have really good snares in your production, I want to show you is my sample pack that I just dropped. I dropped a trash can snare sample pack, and this consists out of 50 snare samples that you can check here. And many more. And the cool thing, of course, is that we can just do the same thing that I showed you with the other snare pack or the other sample pack that I showed you, and whatever sample you want. We can just use whatever talk we like. We can make this shorter. So we just have the talk. Gonna put the talk into a mixer channel. We're gonna EQ it again. We're gonna use a transient shaper again. Make it really clicky. And we're gonna mono it just for the sake of it. Now we're gonna find another one that has a nice kind of like this one. This has a good tail. We're gonna put this into another mixer channel, get rid of the low end of this. We're gonna boost to 1.6 kilohertz. There you go. We're gonna add some reverb to this. I actually want to boost the high end of this a bit to just create an even more piercing tail sound. This is kind of cool. Pretty nice. Maybe we can even distort it a tiny bit. Even make it a bit shorter, maybe? That's pretty cool. And now we can add a third layer to just give the whole thing a bit more of a tone. This one is kind of cool. Gonna put this into the next mixer channel. Gonna get rid of the low end. And we will boost the fundamentals a bit. Actually, maybe the lower one. Oh yeah. Maybe distort it a bit. Give it a bit of reverb. And we will get rid of the low end again, just to make sure that there's no fragments after the distortion. And from this snare, and this, we got our beautiful. And now you can mix and match everything. That's the cool part about it. Once you have this build, you can just adjust everything, use different snare samples. Ooh. Nice. Oh, that's kind of sick. And you can pretty much build infinite snares with these 3 steps, which in my opinion is pretty damn amazing. Pretty damn amazing and versatile with this pack. Make sure to check out the description if you want to grab it, if you want to check it out. There's more in the store available, and it supports me immensely if you grab some of the stuff. So yeah, enjoy building your things with this. The third and last way to build your perfect dubstep, deathstep, TEAROUT, whatever you want to call it, snare, is a preset pack that I made in Faceplant. And here we have the presets. These are fine, but the key of this and the hard piece are the tool samples. And I really like the snare tool because it's pretty versatile and you can pretty much build your own snare from scratch here. So let me show you what this does. The snare tool from the Faceplant Toolbox kit is pretty much consistent of the 3 layers that I just showed you, just with some additional things that you can adjust here. We have this sound that's built in. Kind of quiet right now. Let me get the gain. There we go. What you can do is you can adjust the transient, make it really clicky. We can adjust the tail. We can adjust the pan. So we have this built in already, and you can adjust the pan pitch. And the cool thing now is that it just says, okay, you have snare 1, snare 2, and a pan, and you can throw anything in here. We're just gonna use the trash can snare pack again to build this. We will use this thing, this one, and randomly this one. And now we already have maybe for the tail I want to use something that is less trash can. Just something. Yeah. And you can adjust the transients really well. You can adjust the tail incredibly well. You have versatility with the pan layer, the pan pitch. And you can, of course, adjust the preset yourself. It's pretty simple, but really effective in my opinion. And does the job really well to just have a tool, have one synth to create your snares in and use them in your final production. So let me know which way of these 3 is your favorite. Let me know if you have a better way to create snares, if there's things you take a look at, if there's things like face alignment and everything that you pay attention to, because I frankly don't. I just trust my ears there. And yeah, just let me know what you're using for your production. Let me know your favorite sample pack, and just let me know what you want to see in future videos in the comments. Much love. Thank you so much. Check out my store and Patreon. See you in the next video. Peace.